What's the title of the chapter? What's the title of the chapter?
No, midway between the chapter.
What's the title of the chapter though? Who knows it?
Hare Krishna.
You need a pillow.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not connected yet.
Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Nama Krishna, Gopala Govinda, Oka Gaudivaya, Kativada Harvande,
Shri Guru Dintarinam
Ananda Madhavam,
Ishwaram
Hariyo Datsat.
Om Rasa. Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Reading from the Chaitanya compilation.
We're continuing from the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter, actually we are just continuing the second part of the chapter we've already started.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 34.
Balaram Das Krishna Prema Rasa Swami Nityananda Name Hoy Paramamadi.
Balaram Das always fully tasted the nectar of love of Krishna. Upon hearing the name of Nityananda Prabhu, he would become greatly maddened. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, chapter 5, text number 735.
Jadunath Kobi Chandra Jadunath Kobi Chandra Prema Rasamay Nirovidhi Nityananda Jahare Sadai.
Yadunath Kavichandra
Yadunath Kavichandra
was filled with the mellows of ecstatic love.
Lord Nityananda was always merciful to him.
Lord Nityananda was always merciful to him. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 35.
Jadunath Kobi Chandra Jahar Hridaye Nitya Kare Nityananda.
Yadunath Kavichandra was a great devotee. Lord Nityananda Prabhu always danced in his heart. Purport. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, chapter 1, it is said that a gentleman known as Ratna Garbha Acharya was a friend of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father. They had been residents of the same village. Ratnagarbha Acharya had three sons, Krishnananda, Jiva, and Yadunath Kavichandra. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, text number 736.
জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জগদীশ পণ্ডিত পরম জ্যোতি ধাম সপার্ষদে নিত্যানন্দ যার ধন প্রাণ
Nityānanda was the abode of great indulgence.
Jagadish Pandita was the abode of great effulgence.
Lord Nityananda and his associates were Jagadish Pandit's life and soul.
Lord Nityananda and his associates were Jagadish Pandit's life and soul. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 30.
জগদীশ পণ্ডিত হয় জগত পাবন কৃষ্ণ প্রেমামৃত বর্ষে যেন বর্ষাঘন
Jagadish Pandit, the 15th branch of Lord Nityananda's followers, was the deliverer of the entire world. Devotional love of Krishna showered from him like torrents of rain. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, quote, descriptions of Jagadish Pandita are available from the Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda, chapter 6, and the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 14. He belonged to the village of Yashada Grama in the district of Nadia near Chakhada railway station. His father, the son of Bhatta Narayan, was named Kamalaksha. Both his father and mother were great devotees of Lord Vishnu. And after their death, Jagadisha, with his wife Dukhini and brother Mahesha, left his birthplace and came to Sri Mayapur to live in the company of Jagannath Mishra and other Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya asked Jagadisha to go to Jagannath Puri to preach the Harinam Sankirtan movement. After returning from Jagannath Puri, on the order of Lord Jagannath, he established deities of Jagannath in the village of Jashada Grama. It is said that when Jagadish Pandit brought the deity of Jagannath to Yashada Grama, he tied the heavy deity to a stick and thus brought him to the village. The priest of the temple still show the stick used by Jagadisha Pandita to carry the Jagannath deity.
This Yasodagama is a part of Chakdaha.
This Yashoda Grama is part of Chakdaha.
And the Gaudiya Mutt, which worships Lord Jagannath, was brought by Jagadish Pandit.
And the Gaudiya Mutt worships the Jagannath, which was brought by Jagadish Pandita.
And as stated here, they show the stick to which Lord Jagannath was brought.
And as stated here, they show the stick on which Lord Jagannath was brought there. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, text number 737.
পণ্ডিত পুরুষোত্তম পণ্ডিত পুরুষোত্তম নবদ্বীপে জন্ম নিত্যানন্দ স্বরূপের মহাবৃত্ত মর্ম
Pandit Purushottam took birth in Navadvip Dham.
Pandit Purushotama took birth in Navadvip Dham.
he was a confidential and great servant of Lord Nityananda group.
He was a confidential and great servant of Lord Nityananda Sarup. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 33.
নবদ্বীপে পুরুষোত্তম পণ্ডিত মহাশয় নিত্যানন্দ নামে যার মহন্মদ হয়।
Purushottam Pandit, a resident of Navadvip, was the eighth Gopa. He would become almost mad as soon as he heard the holy name of Nityananda Prabhu. Purport. It is stated in the Chaitanya Bhagavat that Purushottama Pandita was born in Navadvip and was a great devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. As one of the 12 Gopals, his former name was Stoka Krishna. Scroll. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, text number 738.
পূর্বে যার ঘরে নিত্যানন্দের বসতি যাহার প্রসাদে হয় নিত্যানন্দের মতি।
Lord Nityananda had previously stayed in his house.
Lord Nityananda had previously stayed in his house.
By his mercy, one mind could be fixed on Lord Nityananda.
By his mercy, one's mind would be fixed on Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, text number 739.
দ্বিজ কৃষ্ণ দাস রাঢ়ে জন্ম মহাশয় দ্বিজ কৃষ্ণ দাস নিত্যানন্দ পরিষদে যাহার বিলাস।
Visa Krishnadas Mahasaya was born in Radhadesh.
Dvija Krishna Das Mahashaya was born in Radha Desh.
Lord Nityananda's associates. Lord Nityananda's associates
Lord Nityananda's associates
were his association.
were his association. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 36.
রাঢ়ে যার জন্ম কৃষ্ণ দাস দ্বিজ বর শ্রী নিত্যানন্দের দেহ পরম কিঙ্কর।
The 21st devotee of Sri Nityananda in Bengal was Krishna Das Brahmana, who was a first-class servant of the Lord. Purport. In this verse, the word Radhe refers to Radha Desh, the part of Bengal where the Ganga does not flow. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, text number 740.
কালিয়া কৃষ্ণ দাস প্রসিদ্ধ কালিয়া কৃষ্ণ দাস ত্রিভুবনে গৌরচন্দ্র লভ্য হয় যাহার শরণে।
Hare Krishna Das was famous in all the three worlds.
Kaliya Krishna Das was famous throughout the three worlds.
By remembering him, one could attain Gaurachandra.
By remembering him, one could attain Gaurachandra. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 37.
কালা কৃষ্ণ দাস বড় বৈষ্ণব প্রধান নিত্যানন্দ চন্দ্র বিনু নাহি জানে আর।
The 22nd devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Kala Krishnadasa, who was a ninth cowherd boy. He was a first class Vaishnava and did not know anything beyond Nityananda Prabhu. But in the Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, text 132, it is said that Kala Krishna Das, who was also known as Kaliya Krishna Das, was formerly a Gopa, a cowherd boy of the name Labanga. He was one of the 12 cowherd boys. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, quote, Kaliya Krishna Das had his headquarters in a village named Akhaita, which is situated Akaihata, which is situated in the district of Bardwan, within the jurisdiction of the post office and police station of Katwa. It is situated on the road to Navadvip. To reach Akaihata, one has to go from the Bandel Junction station to the Katwa railway station and then go about 2 miles, or one has to get off at the Dani Hatta station and from there go 1 mile. The village of Akaihata is very small. In the month of Chaitra, on the day of Varuni, there is a festival commemorating the disappearance day of Kala Krishna Das.
These associates of Lord Nityananda had helped Lord Nityananda to spread the Sankirtan movement throughout Bengal.
These associates of Lord Nityananda had helped Lord Nityananda to spread the Sankirtan movement throughout the Bengal.
And they were very important.
So they were very important.
They come down from the spiritual world to assist the Tagore.
They come down from the spiritual world to assist Nitai Gaur. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 741.
সদাশিব কবিরাজ সদাশিব কবিরাজ মহাভাগ্যবান যার পুত্র পুরুষোত্তম দাস নাম।
Sadashiva Kaviraj was greatly fortunate.
Sada Shiva Kaviraj was greatly fortunate.
He had a son named Purushottam Das.
He had a son named Purushottama Das. For a description of Sadashiv Kaviraj, see Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text 38, and the Anubhashya commentary on it. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text 38.
সদাশিব কবিরাজ বড় মহাশয়
The 23rd and 24th prominent devotees of Nityananda Prabhu were Sadashiv Kaviraj and his son Purushottam Das, who was the 10th Gopal.
So 12 Gopals came down and associated with Lord Nityananda.
So the 12 Gopals came down and associated with Lord Nityananda.
And saying that Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nanda,
We say that Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Anya, Anya,
Balaram, Hello Nitya.
Baram Hoilo Nitai.
So along with Nitya came the 12 Gopals.
So along with Nitai came 12 Gopals. Chaitanya Bhagavad Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 742.
নিত্যানন্দ চন্দ্র যার হৃদয়ে বাঁধে
Body of Purushottam Das was not displaying any external consciousness.
The body of Purushottam Das was not displaying any no external consciousness.
Lord Nityananda resided in his heart.
Lord Nityananda Chandra resided in his heart. Chaitanya Bhagavad Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 743.
উদ্ধারণ দত্ত মহাবৈষ্ণব উদার নিত্যানন্দ সেবায় যাহার অধিকার
Nityananda, he was a great Vaishnava, most magnanimous.
Uddharan Datta, he was a great Vaishnava, most magnanimous.
He was qualified for the service of Lord Nityananda.
He was qualified for the service of Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 41.
মহাভাগবত শ্রেষ্ঠ দত্ত উদ্ধারণ সর্বভাবে সেবে নিত্যানন্দের চরণ
Uddharan Datta Thakur, the 11th among the 12 cowherd boys, was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda. Scroll. Of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda in all respects. Purport. Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, quote, the Gaura Ganodesha Deepika states that Uddharan Datta Thakur was formerly the cowherd boy of Vrindavan named Subahu. Uddharan Datta Thakur, previously known as Sri Uddharan Datta, was a resident of Saptagram, which is situated on the bank of the Saraswati River near Trishabhiga railway station in the district of Hooghly. At the time of Uddharan Datta Thakur, Saptagrama was a very big town, encompassing many other places such as Vasudevpur, Bansha Bedia, Krishnapur, Nityanandapur, Shivapur, Shankhanagara, and Saptagrama. Calcutta was developed under British rule by the influential mercantile community and especially by the Suvarna Vanik community who came down from Saptagram to establish their business and homes all over Calcutta. They were known as Saptagrami Mercantile Community of Calcutta, and most of them belonged to the Malik and Sil families. More than half of Calcutta belonged to this community, as did Srila Udaran Thakur. Udaran Thakur. Our paternal family also came from this district and belonged to the same community. The Maliks of Calcutta are divided into two families, namely the Sil family and the Day family. All the Maliks of the Day family originally belonged to the same family in Gotra. We also formerly belonged to the branch of the Day family whose members, intimately connected with the Muslim rulers, received the title Malik. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, chapter 5, it is said that Udharan Datta was an extremely elevated and liberal Vaishnava. He was born with the right to worship Nityananda Prabhu. It is also stated that Nityananda Prabhu, after staying for some time in Khardaha, came to Saptagrama and stayed in the house of Udharan Datta. This Suvarna Vanik community to which Udaran Datta belonged was actually a Vaishnava community. Its members were bankers and gold merchants. Suvarna means gold and Vanik means merchant. Long ago, there was a misunderstanding between Balala Sena and the Suvarna Vanik community because of the great banker Gauri Sena. Balal Sena was taking loans from Gauri Sena and spending money extravagantly, and therefore Gauri Sena stopped supplying money. Balal Sena took revenge by instigating a social conspiracy to make the Suvarnavaniks outcast, and since then they have been ostracized from the higher caste, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. But by the grace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the Suvarnavani community was again elevated. It is said in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Yate Kavanik Kula Udharan Haita Pavitra Haila Dvividha Nahika Ihate. There is no doubt that all the community members of the Suvarnavanik society were again purified by Sri Nityananda Prabhu. In Saptagrama, there is still a temple with the sixth armed deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that was personally worshipped by Srila Udharan Datta Thakur. On the right side of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a deity of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. On the left side is Gadadhar Prabhu. There are also a Radha Govinda Murti and a Shaligram Shila. And below the throne is a picture of Sri Udaran Datta Thakur. In front of the temple, there is now a big hall, and in front of the hall is a Madhavi Lata plant. The temple is in a very shady, cool, and nicely situated location. When we returned from America in 1967, the executive committee members of this temple invited us to visit it. And thus, we had the opportunity to visit this temple with some American students. Formerly, in our childhood, we visited this temple with our parents because all the members of the Suvarna Vanik community enthusiastically take interest in this temple of Udaran Datta Thakur. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur adds in his Anubhasya, quote, in the Bengali year 1283, 1876, a Babaji of the name Nitai Das arranged for a donation of 12 bighas of land, about 4 acres, for the temple where Udaran Datta Thakur worshipped. The management of the temple later deteriorated, but then in 1306, AD 1899, through the cooperation of the famous Balram Malik of Hooghly, who was a sub-judge, and many rich Suvarnavanik community members, the management of the temple improved greatly. Not more than, not more than 50 years ago, one of the family members of Udanadatta Thakur named Jag Mohan Datta established a wooden murti statue of Udaran Datta Thakur in the temple. But that murti is no longer there. At present, a picture of Udaran Datta Thakur is worshipped. It is understood, however, that the wooden murti of Sri Udaran Datta Thakur was taken away by Sri Madana Mohana Datta and is now being worshipped with a Shaligram Shila by Srinath Datta. Udananda Thakur was the manager of the estate of a big zamindar in Nai Hatti, about 1.5 miles north of Katwa. The relics of this royal family are still visible near the Dani Hatta station. Since Udananda Thakur was the manager of the estate, it was also known as Udharana Pura. Udananda Thakur installed Nitai Gaur deities that were later brought to the house of Zamindar, which was known as Vana Ayo Aribada. Srila Udananda Thakur remained a householder throughout his life. His father's name was Shrikar Datta, his mother's name was Bhadravati, and his son's name was Srinivas Datta.
So, as you heard, Prabhupada came from this family.
So, as you heard, Srila Prabhupada came from this family
Datta Thakur.
of Udharan Datta Thakur.
And this stars Lord Chaitanya, he did a Sankirtan movement in Navadip.
Sorry.
This is Lord Chaitanya.
It is said that Lord Chaitanya did his Sankirtan movement in Navadvip.
Lord Nityānanda chanted in Saptagram, and all the Vaishyas to become Vaishnavas.
And Lord Nityananda chanted in Saptagram, and all the Vaishyas, merchants, became Vaishnavas.
In the Bhagavad Gita, it's considered that the Brahmanas and Satyas are very elevated.
In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas are very elevated.
But there, what Krishna says, the Striyas, Vaishyas, Tatha, Rudras, Ite Vapa, Ranaya, and they fully surrender to Krishna, whether they're ladies, whether they're businessmen, or whether they're Rudras, or whatever they may be, they can elevate to the professional stage.
It is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita that Striya, Vaishyas, and Shudra, if they take shelter of Krishna, so whether they're ladies, merchants, or lower, they all are elevated by taking shelter of Krishna.
So we see that Nityānanda Thakur, he was actually one of the 12 Gopals who came down from the spiritual world to associate and serve Lord Nityananda.
So we see that Udananda Thakur was one of the 12 Gopals who came from spiritual world to assist Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antakanda, chapter 5, text number 744.
মহেশ পণ্ডিত ও পরমানন্দ উপাধ্যায় মহেশ পণ্ডিত অতি পরম মহান্ত পরমানন্দ উপাধ্যায় বৈষ্ণব একান্ত।
Mahesh Pandit was the most exalted devotee.
Mahesh Pandita was the most exalted devotee.
He was called as Mahanta.
He was called as a Mahanta,
A great spiritual leader.
a great spiritual leader.
Ramananda Upadhyaya was unalloyed Vaishnava.
Paramananda Upadhyay was an unalloyed Vaishnava. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 11, text number 32.
মহেশ পণ্ডিত মহেশ পণ্ডিত ব্রজে রুদার গোপাল ধক্কাবাদে নৃত্য করে প্রেমিমা তোয়ার
Mahesha Pandita, the seventh of the 12 Gopalas, was very liberal. In great love of Krishna, he danced to the beating of a kettle drum like a madman. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, quote, "The village of Mahesha Pandita, which is known as Pala Pada, is situated in the district of Nadia within a forest about 1 mile south of Chakdaha railway station. The Ganga flows nearby. It is said that formerly Mahesha Pandita lived on the eastern side of Jirat in the village known as Mashipura or Yashipura. And when Mashipura merged into the river bed of the Ganga, the deities there were brought to Palapara, which is situated in the midst of various villages such as Bele Danga, Beri Grama, Sukhasagara, Chandude, and Manasapota. There are about 14 villages, and the entire neighborhood is known as Panchnagara Paragana. It is mentioned that Mahesha Pandita joined the festival performed by Sri Nityananda Prabhu at Panihati. Narottam Das Thakur also joined in the festival, and Mahesh Pandita saw him on that occasion. In the temple of Mahesha Pandita, there are deities of Gaur Nityananda,
Hello!
Sri Gopinath, Sri Madana Mohan, and Radha Govinda, as well as Shaligram Sheila.
I went to Srila Prabhupada to Palapara.
I went with Srila Prabhupada to Palapada.
The Sevite there wanted to join ISKCON and give the temple to ISKCON.
The Sevite there wanted to join ISKCON and give the temple to ISKCON.
And people there generally go from Palapara to Calcutta to work.
And people there usually go from Palapara to Calcutta for work.
Prabhupada was suggesting that when they're all at home on Sundays,
Srila Prabhupada was suggesting that when they all come home on Sundays,
whatever they eat, that quantity of food, they cook and offer to the deity.
whatever quantity of food they eat, they could offer that to the deity.
And then all take Krishna Prasad together.
And then all take Krishna Prasad together.
It's a very dynamic program Prabhupada was suggesting.
So this is a very dynamic program which Srila Prabhupada was suggesting. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 44.
নিত্যানন্দ ভৃত্য পরমানন্দ নিত্যানন্দ ভৃত্য পরমানন্দ উপাধ্যায় শ্রীজীব পণ্ডিত নিত্যানন্দ গুণগান
Paramananda Upadhyay was Nityananda Prabhu's great servitor. Sri Jiva Pandita glorified the qualities of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Purport. Sri Paramananda Upadhyay was an advanced devotee. His name is mentioned in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, where where Sri Jiva Pandita is also mentioned as a second son of Ratna Garbha Acharya and a childhood friend of Hadai Oja, the father of Nityananda Prabhu. In the Gaur Ganodesh Deepika 169, it is said that Sri Jiva Pandita was formerly the gopi named Indira.
I see that in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam,
We see that in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam,
it predicted that Lord Krishna would come, but he would not be black color.
it is predicted that Lord Krishna will come, but he will not be black color.
He'll come with his expansions, his energies, his associates.
He will come with his expansions, his energies, and his associates.
Here we see how all these associates of Lord Krishna, they came either to associate with Lord Nityananda or associate with Lord Chaitanya.
So here we see how these associates came either to assist Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakhanda, chapter 5, text number 745.
গঙ্গাদাস চতুর্ভুজ পণ্ডিত নন্দন
Mike.
Just louder.
চতুর্ভুজ পণ্ডিত নন্দন গঙ্গাদাস পূর্বে যার ঘরে নিত্যানন্দেরও বিলাস
Gangadas was the son of Chaturbuja Pandit.
Gangadas was the son of Chaturbhuja Pandit.
Lord Nityananda had previously stayed in his house.
Lord Nityananda had previously stayed in his house. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 43.
বিষ্ণু দাস নন্দন গঙ্গাদাস তিন ভাই পূর্বে যার ঘরে ছিলা ঠাকুর নিতাই
Another important devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Vishnu Das, who had two brothers, Nandana and Gangadas. Lord Nityananda Prabhu sometimes stayed at their house, purport. The three brothers, Vishnu Das, Nandana, and Gangadas, were residents of Navadvip and belonged to the Bhattacharya Brahmana family. Both Vishnu Das and Gangadas stayed for some time with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. And the Chaitanya Bhagavat states that formerly Nityananda Prabhu stayed at their house.
So we see that some of these devotees had both a relationship with Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
So we see that some devotees had relationship with both Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda, chapter 5, text number 746.
আচার্য বৈষ্ণবানন্দ আচার্য বৈষ্ণবানন্দ পরম উদার পূর্ব রঘুনাথ পুরী নাম খ্যাতি যার
Acharya Vaishnavananda was most magnanimous.
Acharya Vaishnava Ananda was the most magnanimous.
Previously, he was famous as Raghunath Puri.
Previously, he was famous as Raghunath Puri.
A description of Acharya Vaishnava
For description of Acharya Vaishnavananda, see Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text 42, and the Anubhashya commentary on it. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekhanda, chapter 5, text number 747.
परमानंद गुप्त প্রসিদ্ধ পরমানন্দ গুপ্ত মহাশয় পূর্বে যার ঘরে নিত্যানন্দেরও আলয়
Ananda Gupta Mahasaya was famous.
Paramananda Gupta Mahashai was famous.
Previously, Lord Nityananda enjoyed pastimes in his house.
Previously, Lord Nityananda did his pastimes in his house. For a description of Paramananda Gupta, see Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text 45, and the Anubhashya commentary on it. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 748.
বড়গাছির কৃষ্ণদাস বড়গাছি নিবাসী সুকৃতি কৃষ্ণ দাস যাহার মন্দিরে নিত্যানন্দের বিলাস
Unfortunate Krishnadas as a resident of Varagachi.
The fortunate Krishnadas was a resident of Badagachi.
Lord Nityananda enjoyed pastimes in his house.
Lord Nityananda enjoyed pastimes in his house. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 11, text number 23.
সুন্দরানন্দ নিত্যানন্দের শাখা ভিত্ত মর্ম যার সঙ্গে নিত্যানন্দ করে ব্রজ নর্ম
Sundar Ananda, another branch of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, was Lord Nityananda's most intimate servant. Lord Nityananda Prabhu perceived the life of Rajabhumi in his company. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekhanda, chapter 5, it is stated that Sundar Ananda was an ocean of love of Godhead, and the chief associate of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. In the Gaura Ganadesh Deepika 127, he is stated to have been Sudama in Krishna Leela. Thus, he was one of the 12 cowherd boys who came down with Balaram when he descended as Sri Nityānanda Prabhu. The holy place where Sundar Ananda lived is situated in the village known as Maheshapur, which is about 14 miles east of the Majadiya railway station of the Eastern Railway from Calcutta to Burdwan. This place is within the district of Jaisore, which is now in Bangladesh. Among the relics of this village, only the old residential house of Sundar Ananda still exists. At the end of the village resides a Baula, pseudo Vaishnava, and all the buildings, both the temples and the house, appear to be newly constructed. In the Maheshapur, there are deities of Sri Radha Vallabh and Sri Radha Raman. Near the temple is a small river of the name Vetravati. Sundar Ananda Prabhu was a Naishtika brahmachari. He never married in his life. Therefore, he had no direct descendants except his disciples. But the descendants of his family still reside in the village known as Mangaladhi in the district of Birbhum. In that same village is a temple of Balaram, and the deity there is regularly worshipped. The original deity of Maheshapur, Radha Vallabh, was taken by Saibabad Goswamis of Behrampur. And since the present deities were installed, a Zamindar family of Maheshapur has looked after their worship. On the full moon day of the month of Magha, the anniversary of Sundar Ananda's disappearance is regularly celebrated, and the people from the neighboring areas gather together to observe this festival.
So some festivals are being observed since the time of the Tagore.
So, some festivals are being observed since the time of Nitai Gaur.
And how these some are brahmacharis and some are grihastas.
And how some of these are grihastas and some are brahmachari.
So everyone, they took the responsibility to help spread the Sankirtan movement.
So everyone took the responsibility to spread the Sankirtan movement.
So that's why Prabhupada he gave a lecture in Mayapur in 1975.
So that's why Srila Prabhupada gave a lecture in Mayapur in 1975.
He wanted 10,000 gurus.
He said he wanted 10,000 gurus.
From then, from that number, he wanted a lakh of gurus.
And from that number, he wanted 1 lakh gurus.
That means 100,000 gurus.
That means 100,000 gurus.
From 100,000 gurus, he wanted a million gurus.
And from 100,000, he wanted 1,000,000 gurus.
And from a million, he wanted 10 million.
From 1,000,000, he wanted 10 million.
So that means the devotees have to take some responsibility to read Prabhupada books, to read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc.
That means devotees have to take responsibility. They have to read Srila Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita,
Become expert in spreading the Krishna conscious philosophy.
and become experts in spreading the Krishna conscious philosophy. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 749.
কৃষ্ণদাস দেবানন্দ ও আচার্যচন্দ্র কৃষ্ণদাস দেবানন্দ দুই শুদ্ধমতি মহান্ত আচার্যচন্দ্র নিত্যানন্দ গতি
Krishnadas and Nityānanda were both pure-hearted.
Krishnadas and Devananda were both pure-hearted.
They told the devotee Acharya Chandra accepted Lord Nityananda as his goal in life.
The exalted devotee Acharya Chandra accepted Lord Nityananda as his goal in life. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 11, text number 46.
নারায়ণ কৃষ্ণদাস আর মনোহর দেবানন্দ চারি ভাই নিতাই কিঙ্কর
The 32nd, 33rd, and 34th and 35th prominent devotees were Narayan, Krishnadas, Manohar, and Devananda, who always engaged in the service of Lord Nityananda.
Hariva! Verse.
One more verse. Chetan, how many more verses?
Still quarter of the documents left. Like fourth of the document.
What's the page number there?
32 right now. 36 pages.
4 more pages. Tomorrow? Today.
I know.
It's 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
You want to finish tomorrow? It's getting cold here, Savajya Madhapu is saying. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antekanda, chapter 5, text number 750.
মাধবানন্দ ঘোষ গায়ন মাধবানন্দ ঘোষ মহাশয় বাসুদেব ঘোষ অতি প্রেমরসময়
Manavana Ghosh was exalted devotee and he was a singer.
Madhavananda Ghosh was an exalted devotee and was a singer.
Vasudeva Ghosh, he was filled with mellows of ecstatic love.
Vasudev Ghosh, he was filled with the mellows of ecstatic love. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, text, chapter 11, text number 15.
অতএব দুই গণে দুহার গণন মাধব বাসুদেব ঘোষের এই বিবরণ
Similarly, Madhav Ghosh and Vasudev Ghosh belong to the both group of devotees simultaneously. Purport. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya, there is a place named Dani Hatta near the Agra Dvipa railway station and Patoli in the district of Bardhaman, where the deity of Sri Gopinath Ji is still situated. This deity accepted Govinda Ghosh as his father. Even until today, the deity performs the Shraddha ceremony on the anniversary of the death of Govinda Ghosh. The temple of this deity is managed by Rajabamsha family of Krishnanagar, whose members are descendants of Raja Krishna Chandra. Every year in the month of Vaishak, when there is a Baradola ceremony, this Gopinath deity is taken to Krishnanagar. This ceremony is performed with 11 other deities, and then Sri Gopalnath Ji is brought back. Then Sri Gopinath Ji is brought back to the temple in Agradweep.
And see, I went to Agadeep. And saw the ceremony.
You see that I went to the Agradweep and saw the ceremony
Of the deity offering Srad for his devotee.
of the deity offering Shraddha for his devotee.
You see Lord Chaitanya, he was traveling with Govinda Ghosh.
So you see that Lord Chaitanya was traveling with Govinda Ghosh.
He was a brahmachari at that time.
He was a brahmachari at that time.
And so in one village, he took a lot of prasad and he said, I need some haritaki.
So in one village, he took a lot of prasadam and he asked for a little haritaki
To help him digest.
to help with the digestion.
And then they traveled, and next day they're on the island of Agradweep.
And they traveled, and the next day they were on the island of Agradweep.
And the Lord Chaitanya, he said, I need some more haritaki.
And then Lord Chaitanya said, I need some more haritaki.
So much prasad. Just like here, they give me a lot of prasad.
Too much prasad. Just like here, they give me too much prasad.
But they don't give me Haritaki.
but they don't give me any haritaki.
The Managos, he immediately pulled out the Haritaki and offered to Lord Chaitanya.
So Govinda Ghosh, he immediately took out haritaki and gave it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Govinda Ghosh or Managos?
Govinda Ghosh. Is it Govinda Ghosh or Govinda Ghosh?
So then Lord Chaitanya said, how did you leave the Haritaki so quick?
So then Lord Chaitanya said, how did you bring the haritaki so quick?
Yesterday, it took you half hour to bring it, and now you give it immediately.
Yesterday it took you half an hour to bring, and today you bought in few seconds?
He said, I saw that you may need it, so I saved it.
He said, I know that you would need it, so I saved some.
This saving for a rainy day is the quality of a grihastha.
This saving for the next day is the quality of a grihastha. Oh, this saving for the rainy day is the quality of a grihastha.
Grihastha always keeps something for emergency.
Grihastha always keeps something for emergency.
We're in the renounced order. We depend on Krishna.
But we are in the renounced order. We depend on Krishna.
So since you're saving, you have to become a grihastha.
Since you are saving, you have to become a grihastha.
The brahmachari, he was shocked. Suddenly, Lord Chaitanya told him to become a grihastha.
And the brahmachari was shocked. Suddenly Lord Chaitanya was telling him to become a grihastha.
So, you see the order of Lord Chaitanya, he married, he had a son.
So he received the order of Lord Chaitanya. He got married and had a son.
Then his wife died of snake bite.
And then his wife died
I think it's snake bite.
by a snake bite.
Or some. And then his son also died.
And then son also died.
He was very depressed
And so then he was very depressed
that since Lord Chaitanya didn't think I was qualified to be a brahmachari or be in the renounced order, he told me to marry. But then my wife died, my son died.
So then the brahmachari was very depressed. Govinda Ghosh was very depressed because Lord Chaitanya had asked him to get married, but then his wife died, his son died.
So his service to the deity was being interrupted.
So then his service to his deity was getting interrupted.
The deity talked to him, why you're not serving me properly?
So the deity talked to him, why are you not serving me properly?
Lord Chaitanya thought I was not qualified to be in the renounced order, but I lost my wife, I lost my son, who will offer me shroud when I die.
Lord Chaitanya thought I was not qualified for renounced order. I got married, but my son died, my wife died. Now, who will offer pinda after I die?
And I said, oh, I'm your son.
The deity said, I'm your son.
Oh, you're not that kind of son. You're not going to do pindi for me.
You're not that kind of son. You're not going to do pindi for me.
But the deity called all the world leaders. He declared on the death anniversary day every year, I'll offer shroud, pindi to my devotees on the ghost.
And the deity called all the villagers there and said, I promise on the death anniversary of my devotee, I will offer shraddh and do the pindi for my devotee. Govinda Ghosh.
So, and, I was there, and they brought the deity to the tomb of Holy Ghost.
And I was there. They brought the deity to the tomb of Sri Govinda Ghosh,
put me inside in one corner of the tomb,
and they put me inside on the one corner of the tomb.
and there were thousands of devotees who wanted to see the ceremony.
And there were thousands of devotees who wanted to see the ceremony.
On one side of the window, ladies were coming in.
And from one side window, the ladies were coming in,
Other lady was pulling the hair with the back going in.
and the ladies in the back were pulling the hair and pulling the lady back.
One side lady, one side men.
One side lady, one side men.
And wow, everyone wanted to see how the deity was holding shroud for the devotee.
It was wild scene. Everybody wanted to see how the deity was offering shrad for the devotee.
And pujaris dropping the rice from the hand that was falling on small pindas.
And the pujaris were dropping rice from the hands of the deities, small rice on the pindas.
That created like pindas.
They create like pindas.
So it was, that ceremony is still being observed after 500 years.
That ceremony is still being observed after 500 years.
Hariva!
Hariva.
Oh, it's 10:08.
Yeah.
We'll have it in tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll do the rest of it tomorrow. Hariva. Remove it too.
Of course, it's quite amazing how the deity is talking.
Of course, it's quite amazing how the deity is talking.
He's saying, all right, I know every day on every anniversary of the death of going to those, I'll offer Bindi.
The deity is saying, on the every death anniversary day of Govinda Ghosh, I will offer pinda.
And literally hundreds of thousands of people gather for that festival.
And literally, hundreds of thousands of people gather there for the festival.
Even the political parties will put up booths.
Even the political parties put their booths out there.
The one question from men, one from women.
So one question from the men and one question for the women.
Who's first?
Who wants to go first?
Question. Raise your hand if you have a question.
Okay, Prabhu.
I promise I'll come to Carnivore to the right. He wrote the what's it called, the book of Gorgon
Deepika. So Kavi Karnapur wrote the book Gaura Ganesh Deepika. That somebody asked earlier. Yeah.
What was the problem you asked yesterday? It's like thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, question?
The question is in today's Kali Yuga, can we have such a close relationship with deities? Just like how you explained, they will do pin for devotees. So
In today's Yuga, can you have such close relationship with the deities?
Because 500 years ago, in Kali Yuga,
Even 500 years ago, it was still the Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga is going on for 5,000 years.
Kali Yuga is going on for 5,000 years.
And this happened 500 years ago.
And this happened 500 years ago.
And I'm asking that every temple to keep a book where they tell the type of miracles that the deity performed.
And I'm asking all the temples to keep a book where all the miracles that the deity does are kept logged.
And actually, I don't know if I told here, but what's the place south of a big city south of LA?
South of LA.
San Diego.
Yeah. In San Diego, the deity of Subhadra was burnt up.
I don't know about here if I gave this instruction before, but in the temple of San Diego, the deity of Subhadra was burned.
And then they investigated and they found that the Pujari was breaking the principles.
And then they investigated and they found that Pujari was breaking the principles.
And Rana, many Dwarkadis, there's many uh, miracles.
And Radha Dwarkadish, they had Rukmini Dwarkadish. Rukmini Dwarkadish had many miracles.
It's quite possible to have this relationship.
It is quite possible to have such a relationship.
In Mayapur, we have ancient Jagannath, all those Subhadra deities.
In Mayapur, we have ancient Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra deities.
One blind man, he wanted to go to Jagannath Puri,
One blind man, he couldn't go to Jagannath Puri.
and nobody wanted to take a blind man all the way walking.
Nobody wanted to take a blind man walking to Puri.
But then this deities, they manifested.
And then these deities manifested.
And so, although the deities are in a termite hill,
Although the deities were in a termite hill,
what the termites eat,
what the termites eat? Wood.
what Jagannath made out of,
What's Jagannath made out of?
but they didn't eat. They didn't eat Jagannath.
But they didn't eat Jagannath.
And many miracles of these deities.
And there are many miracles of these deities.
I personally, when there were like 25 owners of the land, I got everybody to sign except 2 members.
I personally had some pastime. There are 25 owners of the land. Everybody signed except 2.
I told the Pujari, when you take over the deity, first we can't stop.
I told the Pujari that once we take over the deity and start the worship, we can't stop.
And so then, once the 2 people sign, then we'll start.
When the 2 people sign, then we will start.
But he didn't tell me. He had already started.
He didn't tell me. He had already started.
And then he stopped,
And then he stopped,
being afraid that it would displease me.
being afraid that it would displease me.
But then I say, once we start, I said, we should never stop.
But as I said, once we start, we cannot stop.
And then we opened up the door of the temple where they were.
And then we open up the gate of the temple where the deities were.
The people were gone.
The deities are gone.
And they were walking over the field.
They were walking over the field.
And they said, we're starving. We're going to take, we're starving with
Radha Madhav.
Radha.
And the deities said, we are starving. We're going to go over to Radha Madhav
and take over there.
and take the bhoga there.
So then I found out that it stopped. It started and stopped.
So then I found out that the service was started and then stopped.
And one Pujari, after some time, he was riding on a bicycle back to the Radha temple.
So another story, one Pujari was riding a bicycle back to Mayapur after doing the seva.
And on the road, man lying down.
And on the road, he found a person who was drunk.
No, he was lying down.
He was lying down.
He just drove by.
He just drove by.
And the man jumped up and screamed. Was the wrong voice off.
The man jumped up and scared, said, "Ah!"
Good thing.
You scared me.
And then you're lying on the ground. One mistake that I do, sorry about Jagannath.
And then the Pujari was lying on the ground and thinking, what mistake did I do to the Jagannath?
I went back
He went back.
and found out the sugar in the Nityānanda, they put salt.
He found out that instead of the sugar in the Charnamrita, he put salt.
Oh,
Oh,
you can't mess around with Jagannath and Rajapur.
you can't mess around with Lord Jagannath
Rajapur.
in Rajapur.
All right. Okay.
Mahaprabhu said to round up quickly. Mahaprabhu said to round up quickly.
All right. So we'll continue tomorrow.
So we'll continue tomorrow.
The associates of Lord Nityananda.
The associates of Lord Nityananda. Ki jai. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. His Holiness Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Guru Maharaj ki. Okay. Ooh.
Are you happy? Are you happy?
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Yes, I'm